Okay, guys, you've probably been seeing this thing up here called Data Table Hub, which I hate the name of. It's not supposed to say that. It's literally just supposed to say tables. One of our developers had the right idea of let's name it Data Table Hub. Has nothing to do with what we initially said. Sorry for the rant, but maybe they'll hear this and change it. With that said, this is a way to be able to pull in data and to consolidate it for companies that you don't see an integration with. So right now, for instance, let's say your client is on HubSpot, Pipedrive, Mindbody, whatever. They're using Calendly. They're using any of these tools where you know that, like, hey, these are popular tools. They're using it. They don't want to use my high level CRM, or they don't want to use this. But I need this data to be able to track things. How do you do it? You do it through tables. So it's really easy to create a table. It's essentially like creating your own little database. So you're going to name your database here, and then you just choose different columns. It's going to be headers. So it could be like lead, and you could put, this, add a column, quantity. You could put here phone, you get the point. You do this, you save this, and then it turns it into a table. Now you can see, for instance, that I've already created some over here. Now, the way that this ends up working is you can edit it later. You can add more tables, but then if you want to look at the data, you can see it creates a table here. You might think, well, why would we want to create this table? Because this week we're going to be giving you the ability to create metrics off of this table and put it onto a dashboard. So you can see, I want a count of how many Calendly leads came in. I want to do this and filter it by this table. So the same way Go High Level and Google Sheets work. Now, the other thing that we're going to be doing is adding a thing to push it to a Google Sheet automatically. So that way, when data comes in here, why would you want that? Because right now in Go High Level, if you're wanting to use the premium tool and you have to pay for it, that tool, then you can do that. But a workaround, if you don't want to pay for that web workflow, is you could literally just create the table here, use our webhook within Go High Level, and then it'll push it to the Google Sheets for you. And now you're not actually having to do that. It's an extra step, but now you don't have to pay for that. So anyways, what we're going to do is just show you how to set this up. So if I click here on this edit button, you can see webhook to insert data. Now let's go over into here, and I'm just going to give you an example as to how this works, but you can use this webhook outside of Go High Level. You could literally use this on Make. You could use it on Zapier. Anywhere that you need to pull in data, you can absolutely do it. But I just want to show you how this is going to work. So I'm actually going to, for the sake of it, show you a different one that I was messing around with. I'm not fully done figuring out how Go High Level's workflow system works on this, but you'll get the point. So I am going to do one. I even got a typo in it here, where we're going to call this webhook, and you can see it says caller and calls. So what I'm actually going to do is put here call when a call takes place. Actually, I think I'm, you can tell I am not a Go High Level expert here. Call status, that's what I want. Call status is, and I'm going to choose call direction is, let's say outbound. And let's just say, well, we'll just keep it this way, call outbound. And then let's go ahead and do a webhook. And I'm going to do the post, and I'm going to add my URL here. And now I'm just going to add in these two fields. So now I can go here and caller and calls. Well, I know that this is me. So I'm just going to put caller, and then we'll just put calls. It's going to be like a quantity 1. You would have to filter it by like assigned user. If this assigned user calls, which I'm not Go High Level enough expert to do, maybe it's an if else. You guys are probably better at that than I am. Basically, what I'm trying to get it to say is, hey, if Ross makes a call, I want it to do this. Now, I was messing around with the idea of going like this and typing in user first name, because I thought, oh, if the user calls, but for some reason Go High Level wasn't passing that through. It was just passing it through as null. So I don't know if that's something I did wrong or if that's a bug on their end. I don't want to blame it on them. So I'm just going to manually put it in here for the sake of this. So now let's go ahead and go into this and let's just make a phone call so I can show you how this works. You can see how that webhook calls. Okay, I want to make sure too, I didn't turn that workflow on, I don't think. Oh, that's not even the workflow. Maybe I did turn it on. Okay, let's check it out. Then we'll be able to see if I turned it on. View data. Yeah, it dropped it right here, number 13. So I believe it dropped it, but you see how that works. Actually, we can see, we can double check and make sure. So if I go like this, recent, yep, test, you can see enrolled, execution logs, boom, executed. So it adds it in there. The idea behind that would be like if you're wanting to track, how many outbound calls a caller is making or something like that. But the sky's the limit. Like the idea is you're literally just creating a trigger and then sending that data into a table. And now we're going to be able to go build dashboards and grab data from these tables. And this allows you to do so much. Like if you create a webhook based off of somebody's Mindbody account or a webhook based off of anything, now you can pull data from their accounts and be able to get it into yours without needing developers and all that. Because like you think about Make, Zapier, some of these companies, they integrate with most companies. So anyways, hopefully you guys like this feature and where we're going with this. If you have any ideas, let us know. And so that way we can keep building stuff that you guys like. Thank you and have an awesome day.